Today in the video, we're going to talk about how to make yes/no questions with the past tense. First, we're going to talk about how to use be verbs to do so. 我们首先要来探讨是如何用过去式的 be 动词来造 yes/no 问句。First of all, the past tense be verb, there are two, was and were. Now, was comes from is or am. So, he is, I am in the present simple tense is he was, I was in the past tense. Were comes from the word are, so you are in the past tense is you were. Now let's take a look at the sentences down below. First, Peter was at home yesterday. First, let's find the verb. The be verb in the sentence is was. For yes/no question, we need to move this be verb to the front of a sentence. So was, big letter W, remember that? And move the person here. So was Peter at home yesterday? All right. This is a yes/no question using a past tense be verb. Now remember, when you make a question, you need to use the name of a person, because if you don't, we don't know who you're talking about. Now, how do we answer these yes/no questions? In this case, if the answer is yes, Peter is he, so yes, he was. And then, he was at home yesterday. Now remember, after the period, you need to make sure that letter H is a capitalized letter. If the answer is no, then no, he wasn't. And then he wasn't at home yesterday. Also, after period, a capitalized H. Now, wasn't is the contraction of was and not. When you put was and not together, you get wasn't. All right? Now, how about were and not together? You get weren't. Okay, kind of like isn't and aren't. Okay, now let's take a look at sentence number 2. Sentence number 2, Lily and Jeff were in the hospital 3 hours ago. Again, that's fine. The be verb. The be verb's here. Move this to the front. So were, big letter W. Move the person, in this case, they are people, here. So Lily and Jeff. So this is were Lily and Jeff in the hospital. Okay, 3 hours ago. So this is a yes/no question with were. So were Lily and Jeff in the hospital 3 hours ago? Now let's try to answer this question. If the answer is yes, then it's yes, because there are two people here, so it's not he or she, it's they. They were. All right? Now, they were, let's move it aside. It would be they were in the hospital 3 hours ago. Now remember, after the period, you need to use a big letter T. I didn't write the rest of the sentence because you get the picture. They were in the hospital 3 hours ago. And then if the answer is no, then it's no, they weren't. And we talked about weren't being the contraction of were not. They weren't over here in the hospital 3 hours ago. So that's how you make yes/no questions with the past tense be verbs. Now, let's talk about how to make yes/no questions with past tense helping verbs and action verbs. First, let's talk about the helping verb in the past tense. The helping verb in the past tense is did, and it comes from do or does. Because in the present tense, there are two helping verbs, do and does. We use does with subjects like he, she, it, or a person's name or a thing's name. All right. Now, in the past tense, we use only did. Now, when do we use the helping verb? We use the helping verb when there is a action verb in the sentence, and we want to make a question So we need the help of a helping verb to do that. For example, let's take a look at sentence number 1. Lily cooked dinner for her family yesterday. Cook is the action verb. Okay, this is the action verb. The verb actually has an action. To make a yes/no question, we need the help of a helping verb. This is past tense, so we need to use did. So we must make sure that did is the first word of this yes/no question. So did, write the person here, did Lily. And then after helping verb, one thing we have to keep in mind is that we can only use a base verb after helping verb. So we need to change cook back to its base form. Take away ed, no ed, this is the base verb. So helping verb, base verb. So did Lily cook dinner for her family yesterday? Okay, the rest of the words are exactly the same. Okay, question mark at the end. So this is what you have to pay attention to. When you see an action verb, you need the help of a helping verb. When you have a helping verb, remember you need to change the verb into its base form. Use a base verb. So the answer is, did Lily cook dinner for family yesterday? To answer this, if the answer is yes, Lily is a she, so yes, she did. So now you see, when a yes/no question starts with a helping verb, you answer with a helping verb. Did Lily? Yes, she did. Did Lily? No, she didn't. Didn't is the contraction of did and not. So when you put did and not together, it turns into didn't. In the previous case, we were using be verbs. So when the start of a sentence is a be verb, you also answer with the be verb. Like, were you? Yes, I were. Okay, so remember that. Now, how do we answer them in full? Yes, she did, and then she cooked. This is where it gets tricky. You need past tense because in a positive sentence, in a yes sentence, 一个肯定的回答当中 we don't need to use a helping verb. 在肯定回答当中，因为没有助动词的关系，所以动词要变回原来的时态。如果是未来就是未来，如果是过去就是过去，如果是现在简单要加 s 就是要加 s. However, she could. Oh, sorry. Let's finish this first. Yes, she did. She cooked dinner for her family yesterday. However, in a negative sentence, 在否定回答句当中 we will always have a helping verb. For in this case, okay, if there is an action verb and we need to make a no sentence, we'll always need the help of a helping verb. 在否定回答当中，如果句子里面有动作动词，那么我们一定会用到那个助动词的帮忙。So she didn't cook dinner for family yesterday. You see, we have this word didn't, and when you have did, a helping verb in the sentence, make sure that cook, the verb after that is a base verb. 所以在否定回答当中，因为有助动词的帮忙，所以后面的动词就一定是保持原形，这点要特别注意。Let's take a look at the second example then. Second example, we have Hank played the guitar in his room last year again. Played is an action verb. So to make a yes/no question, we need the help of a helping verb. And now you know the helping verb is actually did. Okay? And then we need to write the person down. Did Hank. And because of did, the helping verb, we need to change play into its base form. So it's play. Helping verb, base verb. So did Hank play the guitar? The rest of them are the same. In his room, okay, last night. So did Hank play the guitar in his room last night? Try to answer this. If we answer with yes, Hank is a he, so yes, he did. So because we say did he, starting with the helping verb, answer with the helping verb. 助动词开头的问句 yes no 问句就用助动词来回答。So yes he did, and then he played. Remember the ed, the guitar in his room last night. 因为肯定句里面没有助动词，所以记得要把 ed 放回去。And then no, he didn't. Okay, and then he didn't play using a base verb because there is a helping verb in the sentence. The guitar in his room last night. 那因为否定句里面呢，因为一定会有 didn't 的存在，所以 play 就要保持原形动词。Now, do you know how to use the past tense and the yes/no questions? Okay, now in the next video, we'll be talking about some other things that we have to know about the past tense. So stay tuned and see you next time.